Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a video about if chameleons are the right pets for you. So if you're watching, make sure you stick around all the way till the end. Also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and if you're brand new to my channel, hi, hello, my name is Cynthia and I usually do videos on chameleons and sugar gliders. So if you enjoy that kind of content or just animal content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So the first thing you should think about when you're thinking about getting a pet chameleon is if you're ready for the responsibility of keeping up with the humidity of chameleons. Definitely when it comes to humidity and just temperatures, that is probably the hardest part about their care, and it's really important actually. So some of the things that we do were we bought like hygrometers. You probably can't see it from here, but I have two little small hygrometers which we have in the cage, one at the bottom and one at the top. And then we also have this. So we have a temperature gun here. So the temperature gun is really important, especially when you have a chameleon, because this is going to tell you what the temperatures are like. You are able to check his basking spot and all that good stuff. So that's one of the biggest things you're going to have to think about before you get a chameleon, is if you have the time to kind of be monitoring humidity. And yeah, once you have everything set up, usually it'll be pretty stable, but until then it might take a while, and you don't want to like bake your chameleon by mistake or anything like that. So it's really important that you're paying attention, you have the right tools, and yeah, so they can be a super big responsibility just on that alone. So definitely why I wouldn't recommend them for children, just because when it comes to, like I said, the temperatures and stuff they need to be kept on, it's pretty intense, and for a child that's pretty tough. Like even for older people and other keepers, it's tough, to keep the temperature in the range that it should be. So if you're not sure if chameleons are the right pets for you, another question that you might want to ask yourself is, how do I feel about messing with and keeping live bugs around the house? So live bugs like worms and roaches, flies, all that kind of stuff is stuff that you have to house in your house once you're a chameleon keeper, or pretty much any reptile keeper. But if you're like scared of insects and all that, definitely would not recommend getting a chameleon, as that is their staple feeder. That's pretty much all you're feeding them, is not dead, has to be live for them, because if not, they really won't notice it, won't care about it. So if you're all good with live roaches and live worms, then you might be ready for a chameleon. Another thing that I feel like is commonly mentioned, but people might not always really believe, and as a chameleon owner myself, I'm letting you guys know that truly chameleons are not cuddly pets. So they're not the kind of pets that you're gonna be like taking out every day. You might see videos of people doing that kind of stuff. Videos of people like holding their chameleon on their shoulders or walking with them outside, or just whatever sometimes people may do that makes it look like, oh my goodness, I want a chameleon. Well, those things are just not recommended, as well as they're truly not what most chameleon keepers are doing. You really don't want to take your chameleon out for a walk with all those people out there. One of the biggest reasons being that they stress out easily and they don't really like people. So why would you put them on your shoulder to go around the block? You're gonna be stressing them out. But that's beyond the point. Everybody can do what they want with their pets as long as you're taking care of them. But that's something to consider, is just that chameleons are not pets that, they're not cuddly. You're not really gonna do much with them. They're more gonna be like, you're taking care of them, you're watching them grow, you get to see their cool colors, you get to see their personality, but you're not really gonna be interacting with chameleons as much as a different type of pet. Another thing you might need to consider before deciding whether a chameleon is for you or not is if you're looking for a pet that's going to be pretty cheap when you first buy it, chameleons are totally not the pets. Now, if you don't mind to spend at least $1,000, $2,000 in the beginning, then you're fine, because pretty much after that, the only other cost a chameleon is going to have is you're going to replace the UVB light, the basking light. That'll probably be about every 6 months to a year. So that'll be one cost. And then the only other thing is when you need to get like some more life plans. You'll be buying life plans every now and again. But mostly the only thing you're buying like on a weekly basis is just going to be the feeders. So if you're okay with spending a lot of money when you initially get the pet, then a chameleon might be a good choice for you. If you're trying to be like kind of cheap, then no, I don't recommend a chameleon, because though you might think that you have some good items, they probably won't be the correct ones if you got them cheap, and that will cause your chameleon to, in the long run, end up sick and either cost you a vet visit or a dead chameleon. If you live somewhere or if you only have a really small amount of space, then a chameleon might not be the pet for you, just because they do need an enclosure that is pretty tall. It's not going to be too wide, so that's the good thing, but it does take up a decent amount of space. I'm going to see if I can move. So it takes up a decent amount of space. So if you're kind of limited on space, then maybe a chameleon is not the pet for you, because they do need a decent sized enclosure to live in. But if you're looking for a pet that you really don't have to do much with, I would definitely say that then maybe a chameleon is for you. And what I mean by not do much with is, like I said, you don't really have to take them out. You don't really have to do much besides check their temperatures and feed them, make sure their mister goes off, all that stuff. But a lot of that stuff you can just buy, like we have the misting system and all that, and that kind of just does the job for us. So all in all, basically these are all the basics of what you're gonna need and what happens when you get a chameleon. So if any of this stuff kind of seems like, okay, maybe I'm not ready to deal with that, then honestly a chameleon might not be the pet for you. That doesn't mean forever, that just means right now. But I hope that this video can help you guys decide whether or not chameleons are the pets for you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate, comment below. I'm always happy to answer back to you guys and interact with you guys. With that being said, until next time, you guys.